Welcome to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jessen James.
Hey everyone, it's Jessen James here and welcome to another episode of the Mind Over Money podcast. If you are new to us, welcome. If you are coming back, welcome back. Look, you know the drill. If you're new to us, do me a favor. Once you've listened to this, I'm pretty sure you're going to be blown away by it. So do me a favor. Leave me a review. Make sure you subscribe on your favorite channel and also share it with someone that you care about. And if you are an existing listener who hasn't yet subscribed or left us a review, come on, please help me out here. There are so many podcasts out there where people are just trying to figure out which ones are good and which ones are no good. So your review and your support is going to help us reach more people. So as always with the show, I like to either bring a guest on or talk to you about practical things that you can do to either upgrade your current money mindset and also make more money. And one of the things that I get asked a lot, and it's a space that I have a lot of experience in myself, is how do you sell your knowledge? Now, if you haven't done so already, I'm going to highly recommend you start selling what you know. And if you are already selling what you know, then this session is also going to help you as well. Why? Because I want to make it as practical and as simple and as straightforward for every single person listening to this right now to generate extra revenue or extra money by selling knowledge. Now, why would you want to sell knowledge? Look, education isn't something that's going away anytime soon, right? Now, we've got mainstream education and then we've got self-education, right? Where people go off and buy additional courses and programs and stuff and things like that. It is a multi-billion, should I say, dollar industry and growing and growing and growing. So much so that the edtech industry is currently valued over $300 billion plus globally. And apparently, the statistics show that by 2028, it's going to be a $1 trillion industry. That's some serious growth, literally some serious growth. Now, why is that? Because more and more people are turning to the internet to upskill, to learn something new, or to solve problems that they might be going through right now. Now, when I say upskill, people are looking to change career, enhance their career, sharpen the axe, learn new skills such as public speaking, such as sales training, such as how to do something for themselves or whatever it is. There's people out there trying to upskill right now and become more valuable in the marketplace. There's also people who are struggling with issues right now on a personal level, from grief to illness or whatever it is, or trauma or mindset or depression. And they're looking for solutions outside of the traditional way of doing that. So here's the problem though. When they're looking for solutions, are they finding you or someone else? And chances are they could be finding someone else. And that basically means they're giving someone else money to teach them what perhaps you already know. So if you're listening to this right now, if you're tuning in, if you're watching this online or you're listening to this or whatever it is, wherever you are, I want you to pay very, very close attention to what I'm about to share with you. And if you're able to, grab a pen, make some notes, write this stuff down. Obviously, if you are listening to me in your car, like many of my listeners do not do what I'm about to ask you to do. Pull over or listen to this entire episode. And then when you get a chance, go and listen to it again and make some notes off the back of it. Because I'm going to give you a 7-step framework right now to help you create edutech style solutions. What I mean by that is like online courses, programs, and things like that, where you can, or different ways for you to sell your knowledge. It's a very lucrative business. Every single one of you, if you do this correctly, can easily, and this is not some kind of get rich quick promise, okay? I do it, many of my clients do it. You can easily make a minimum of $5,000 or £5,000 a month extra revenue selling what you already know. Right, let's get stuck into it. Number one, first thing you need to do is you need to establish what kind of client do you want to work with? What kind of client do you want to work with? Now, the best way for you to figure out what kind of client you want to work with is to figure out, well, what is it that I'm actually good at and who would benefit from learning that? For example, on a professional level, if you're good at sales, then business owners would want to learn how to sell. So now you've established that I'm good at selling, business owners would want to sell, so I'm going to teach them how to sell, right? On a personal level, if you are good at giving people advice who've gone through hardship of some sort, like a breakup or a divorce, then who would be the right person to speak to? people who are going through a breakup or gone through a divorce, right? So often, in order to establish who your ideal client is, you've got to figure out, well, what am I actually good at and who would benefit from learning from that? Okay, so that's step one. Identify a client, which ultimately helps you identify a topic of some sort, okay? Step two. Once you know who your client is and what it is that you can talk about or teach them, then you now need to figure out what are the challenges that they're going through right now that are preventing them from getting a result, okay? So for a salesperson, for example, if you're in business, what are some of the problems that a salesperson will be going through right now? Number one, definitely recommend that you probably show them some tips on how to get out their own way. A lot of salespeople don't understand that selling is 90% psychology and 10% application. So often a lot of limiting beliefs around selling pop up before they sell, which are stopping them from selling, okay? Their attitude towards sales, their perception of selling, they might think people are broke, so why would they want to buy from me? All of this stuff, these are problems. So they've got some issues with their mindset around selling. What other problems might they be going through? They might have some challenges around talking to the right people. So they might be challenged in the sense that they're not actually attracting the right leads into their pipeline. Therefore, they're actually talking to the wrong people. And of course, they're not going to buy if they're the wrong person. Okay. They might have challenges with closing the deal, handling objections, all that kind of stuff. So you need to start thinking, what challenges is my target audience going through? Now, if it's a personal thing that you're helping them out with, let's go back to the example of someone going through a divorce. Well, what challenges are they facing? Well, definitely psychological. Their mindset is probably quite poor at the moment. They're probably stressed out, feeling anxious, feeling sad. There's all these kind of things going on, guilt, loads of different emotions going on through their head, okay? It's also they're probably having challenges with other relationships right now, trying to manage relationships, both personal and professional, maybe with their kids, with their work colleagues or whatever it is. They're probably experiencing challenges with their own health. They're probably experiencing challenges with their finances right now. There's so many challenges that they're going through, okay? So why am I telling you this? Once you know who your client is, once you know what topic you can teach them, you can then start to figure out what challenges they're going through, because once you know what challenges they're going through, you can then go on to the third step, which is, the fourth step, which I'll come on to in a second, and create a solution for them, okay? Because when you know what people's challenges are, you can build a solution around those challenges. So many times I see people in the coaching space, in the course creation space, building courses that they think people want to learn. Look, it's great. I get it. I understand. But what you need to do is put yourself in the shoes of the person who's experiencing the problem right now and break down those problems into smaller chunks and go, right, how can I create solutions for all of these problems and put them into a course or a program or some way of them actually consuming it, whether that's through coaching or online coaching or whatever it is, right? So once you've got the right client, once you know what the challenges are, once you have done all of that, you now need to check in with yourself. Next step, what makes me credible? What makes me credible to solve these problems for people? Now, this is where you guys need to get out of your own way, because some of you are thinking that you need a bright, shiny certificate out of university to say that you are qualified to teach people. No, you don't. Why? Because there's something called life. There's something called experience. There's something called the university of life. Look, if you are a business owner, and you are really good at selling, as in you're great at closing deals, you're great at selling to people, you're great at getting money through the door. If you're great at doing that, you've got real life experience. You do not need a shiny certificate to go and show other people what it is that you do. So if you're already credible, then great. I want you to write that down. What makes me credible? I've got results for myself. I know what I'm doing. I've done over 1,000 sales calls. I've done X amount in turnover. And whatever it is, you've got credibility there and then. Those of you teaching someone something personal, like for example, how to overcome a divorce or overcome hardship or a breakup or whatever, what experience have you got? That makes you credible. If you've been through it, great. Look, I would much rather take advice from someone who's been through a divorce than someone who's happily married, never divorced before, but has trained themselves on how to deal with breakups. Now, look, they might still have some value, but unless you've actually gone through a breakup, how can you possibly put yourself in my shoes? Make sense? So a lot of things that we make us credible are actually not bits of paper. Now, clearly, if you're going to go into therapeutic interventions like therapy and stuff and things like that, you want to get yourself some training on that. But to go and help people with everyday life situations that you've overcome, you don't need training for that, okay? You don't need certificates for that, okay? So that's step number 3. You make sure you're credible to do it. Step number 4, once we know what their challenges are and we know what makes us credible, we can now create a methodology or a system based off the back of those people's problems, okay? So it might be a 3-step system, it might be a 5-step system, it might be a 7-step system, but however many steps are in the system, and I recommend you keep it between 3 and 7. These steps are basically problems that they face on their journey towards achieving X. So go back to the salesperson. Struggling with their mindset, they are struggling with attracting the right clients, they're struggling with closing deals. Okay, that might be a 3-step methodology that you now have to help someone make more sales. You teach them how to have the right mindset when it comes to selling. You teach them how to attract the right clients and filter them out before they even jump on a call with them. And then you teach them closing techniques on how to close clients when they come up with objections. That's a 3-step sales program right there for those of you listening who are good at sales. Okay, so now it's into a system. You now have got a methodology, okay? Same for you if you're going to help someone with a divorce. What are the 3 to 7 big problems that they're going through? Put that into a methodology, into a system, and now you've got a signature program. Making sense? It's what I call a signature system. It's what I tell my students. It's called a signature system, okay? Then step 5. Once you've got a signature system, you now need to choose, how do I want to deliver this to people? Now, how am I going to deliver it to them? And charge them accordingly, okay? Now, part of your creation stage, obviously, once you've created a system, is you want to go, right, I've got a system now. What's the best way for people to consume this? This will help you choose how you want to deliver it. For some of you, it might be a home study program. For some of you, it might be live online group coaching calls. For some of you, it might just be through a PDF guide or ebook or something of the sort. It really depends on how much you want to charge people, because at the end of the day, if you're going to charge someone £500 for a PDF guide, then you're not going to make many sales. However, £27, $27, people will pay for that. I sell that all day long. People pay for that. Why? Because it's a guide and it's not a lot of money, but at the same time, their expectations aren't extremely high because it's only a small investment. So you can get away with a PDF guide. However, if you were to sell someone an 8-hour-long modularized home study program, then you can charge upwards of $500, maybe $1,000 plus for that sort of thing. So have a think. Choose. What methodology do you want to do this? Okay. Do you want it to be a membership site? It might be a recurring thing where they pay you a membership each month from like anything as little as $10 a month up to $100 a month plus. What is it that you're going to be doing? You've got to choose one of these, because they all look good. You pick one to start off with, okay? Now, once you've chosen your particular platform, obviously you now need to go and create that and build it. And by the way, if you need help with any of this stuff, just comment courses down below in the show notes, or drop us an email with the word courses in the headline to success@jessenjames.com, and we'll have a chat with you about how we can help you with this stuff. We've got some really cool, cheap options for you guys to start launching your own programs. We can help you actually build your own membership sites and all that kind of stuff inside of our technology and our software. So if you want help with that, comment the word courses down below anywhere on this podcast. Or if you can, drop us an email on success@jessenjames.com with the word courses in the subject header, and we'll hook you up with some help with that. Okay. So look, once we've chosen the right way that we want to deliver this, we now need to go on to the next step, which is campaigning. What does that mean? Marketing, telling people what we do. This is very, very important. Now, it's important that you figure out, how am I going to campaign this? Now, I'll give you one of the strategies that I use that is super effective. And when you do it, you'll find it super effective too. Do you know that you can sell before you create? So you might have gone, right, I've chosen to create a home study program and I'm going to sell it for $997. So before I launch it to the marketplace, I'm going to do what we call a pre-launch. So this is part of your campaigning, part of your marketing. I'll do a pre-launch, and I'm going to get people onto a waiting list to actually get it at only $497 when it launches. So instead of paying $997, if you're on my priority notification list, when I launch it in a few weeks' time, you are going to get it for $497. Nobody else is going to get it at that price, only you. Now, you put that out to people, and you got a list of all these people who say that they actually want to buy it when it's live at $497. Say you've got 20 people in your pipeline. Now, let's be honest, not all of them are going to buy it, but if half of them do, that's 10 people who are going to give you $497. That's nearly $5,000 before you've even created the program. That now incentivizes you to go, right, I've got 2 weeks now. I better get recording and put this program together. Why? Because I've got all these people waiting who are hungry for it. Okay. So that's what we call a pre-launch strategy. Or after you've launched it, you want to continue campaigning and marketing by doing more content and putting it out there and telling people about what it is that you do, so that you can drive more people into buying the solution that you have to their problems. Okay. And then lastly, is you want to think about cash flow. Now, it's a numbers game. If each month you are selling 5 people into a 997 coaching program, home study program, whatever it is, that's like 1 a week, okay? If you can't get 1 person a week to buy a solution to a problem that's bothering them a lot, then you're not talking about it enough. You should be getting out there, networking, speaking to people, putting it out there, doing your own podcast, doing Facebook Lives, doing Zoom calls, doing webinars, doing talks. Just bang your drum about what it is that you do. Why? Because the more you do that, the more attention you get, and money follows attention, my friends, okay? So look, 1 sale a week, roughly 1 sale a week, you're making $5,000 a month on a 997 product. And then it becomes a matter of numbers. You want to up the money, you up the number of sales you make. You want to offer them other things. So the part of the cash flow process is to go, right, what other problems do these people have? Once they've consumed the home study program, they need accountability. They need focus. They need someone to hold their hand and mentor them and make sure they do what they learned. So now you can offer people to upgrade to maybe a coaching program where you coach them one-to-one for like $3,000 or whatever it is. So what I'm trying to say is that you can start to build more cash flow all off the back of you taking what was in your head in the first place, okay? And that, my friends, is how you create intellectual property and you start selling your own courses and your own programs, okay? So that was the whirlwind method of getting it done. And if you're savvy enough, you'll take notes and you'll give it a go. Now, I know, no disrespect, many people listening to this are going to struggle to implement that. Why? Because look, let's be honest, if you're anything like me, you probably want to have a little bit more certainty on whether you're doing the right things or not. And that is why hiring mentors is a great thing to do. So in this episode, I'm going to do something very, very special for those of you listening. If you are a coach, consultant, author, speaker, some kind of thought leader, some kind of therapist, personal trainer, someone in a service-based business, such as an entrepreneur of some sort where you're selling services to people, or you would like to be any of those things, then do me a favor. Comment courses down below and let me reach out to you, because I have a very, very, very cost-effective way for you to create your course, host your course, market your course, and cash in on your course. And I promise you, it'll be one of the smallest yet most significant investments you make in your financial future today. It's absolutely crazy what I'm going to do for you, but I'm not going to give it away on this session. No, I want to know if you're serious or not, because if you are, then you're going to reach out. Comment the word courses down below. I'll reach out to you and I'll let you know how it works, and I'll let you know how you can get started. All I ask in return is that you don't be a hypocrite and ignore when we try and reach out to you. Why? Because if you're in business or looking to get into business, you're going to want people to reach out to you too. And if they ignore you when you're trying to reach out to them and so, it just gets silly, right? So be the change you want to see. Comment courses down below or email me on success@jessenjames.com. That's success@jessenjames.com. Or you can click in the show notes. There'll be a link in the show notes as well to this podcast for you to book in some time with us. Just have a quick 5 to 10 minute conversation about where you're at, where you want to be, and how we can help you with this extremely cost-effective solution that leverages technology and AI to create courses for you so that you can go out there and smash it. Then just comment courses, click on the link in the show notes, email me at success@jessenjames.com with the word courses in the header, and we will hook you up. Look, you are literally like a few clicks away from a completely different life. I genuinely mean that. If you take the time out to create some intellectual property today, it will pay you and generations to come moving forwards. Why? Because you're leveraging your time. You work once, you get paid forever. Now, if you're listening to this right now and you still go, oh, sounds too good to be true, then don't click on the link. Don't, because I can't help you anyway. How are you going to help people if you're a pessimist? You're not going to be able to help anyone anyway. So maybe creating courses isn't for you. But if you're someone right now who would like to be a course creator, or you're an existing coach, consultant, a thought leader, you've got intellectual property in your head, you need to take it out, systemize it, structure it, and get it in a way where you can sell it to people without you having to run around chasing people all the time and literally make money while you sleep, then comment courses below or click on the link in the show notes, or send us an email to success@jessenjames.com with the word courses, and we'll hook you up. So look, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And look, making money is easy when you know how. I'm not trying to be big-headed here or whatever, but sometimes I have to remind myself as well in business. Look, sometimes I'm in business. We have times when things are great. We have times when things suck. And one thing I do know is this: whenever I'm going through tough times in business, I just go back to basics and go, hey, Jess, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Go back to the basics. I've just shared the basics with you. It's the same basics that I use. It's my default basics when I'm trying to create new products and new programs. I've shared them with you. Keep things simple. Business respects simplicity. Always remember that. And I want to share those things with you. So if you're up for doing this, let me know. And if you enjoyed this episode, please, please, please make sure you leave me a review. Make sure you subscribe on your favorite channel, and make sure you share it with someone who might be interested in also creating programs for themselves or learning how to sell the knowledge that's in their head so that they can make extra income. Look, it's getting tougher and tougher and tougher out there. However, in an ever-growing industry like the edtech industry, which is billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars, it's about time you set up shop and took a piece of the pie yourself. Why? Because there's money out there to be made, and you should be getting yours, my friend. Okay? So I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Mind Over Money podcast. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe on all of your favorite platforms. And until the next time, I wish you all the wealth, health, success, and happiness that you truly, truly deserve. This is Jessen James. It's been a pleasure as always. Take care for now.
You've been listening to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jessen James. Don't forget to subscribe and follow on all the channels, links in the show notes. Please also leave a review and visit www.jessenjames.com to find more resources on how to create the life you deserve.